I'd like to note that Mr. McChesney, on behalf of the petitioners, did send by email a response to the staff's evaluation and a proposal that the staff grant that the board grant the charter with conditions as well. Unfortunately, we received that about 5 o'clock, less than an hour before closed session. I've had a chance to review it, but we don't have an opportunity as a staff, because it's so close to the board meeting, to prepare the written paperwork necessary to support the option of granting with conditions. So the staff's recommendation remains the same, that based on the findings set forth in the resolution and the rubric, that the board deny the petition. And we'll now transition to the particular areas of the petition, and we'll start with the educational program, and members of the team will talk about some of the findings that they reached.
Good evening, President Hanson, members of the board, Superintendent Meyer. My name is Chris Holler, Assistant Superintendent for High Schools. Our analysis of the charter indicates it presents an unsound educational program. The petition proposes offering STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, but only provides a description of the proposed curriculum in the arts. The petition contains virtually no description of the proposed educational program in the areas of STEM. While the petition claims that coursework will meet CSU A through G standards, only 2 science courses are identified, and none after the 10th grade. The petition lacks reasonably comprehensive descriptions of the educational program of the school. There's a lack of reasonably comprehensive descriptions in the following areas: science, technology, engineering, and math program, professional development, proposed class schedule, student assessment data system, or a description for the charter school of annual goals for all pupils and for each subgroup of pupils from Ed Code 47065.
Carmen Garces, English learners. And in the area of English language learners, the petition fails to identify specific programs that would be offered for English learners. And one example would be how ELD instruction would integrate into core subject matter instruction. In the area of special education, the petition does not adequately describe special education services to be provided to students with IEP, and also under budgets for special education encroachment.
Good evening, Jonathan Egan, Executive Director of Instructional Support. The analysis for the petition lacking reasonable comprehensive descriptions in measurable pupil outcomes and methodology for measuring it. 1, petition fails to address increases in pupil academic achievement, both school-wide and for all groups of pupils served by the charter school as required by Education Code. And 2, the petition fails to address increases in pupil academic achievement for all groups of pupils served by the charter school. In the area of measurable pupil outcomes and methodology for measuring it, the petition lacks an adequate description of formative assessments, and the petition lacks a reasonably comprehensive description of the plan for use of pupil outcome data to improve student learning.
Relevant to the governance structure, the petition lacks a reasonably comprehensive description of meaningful opportunities for parents to be involved in the governance of the school. And it also offers, the petitioner organizers do not demonstrate a depth of knowledge in offering a comprehensive STEAM curriculum.
Good evening, I'm Felicia Stuckey-Smith, Director of Student Services, and I had the pleasure of reviewing part as it relates to our students, boundaries, and other areas under Student Services. My analysis is that the petition lacks reasonable comprehensive description of a racial and ethnic balance. And we look at racial and ethnic balance as it relates to our particular district. We're blessed and very fortunate to have diversity. But unfortunately, in this particular petition, the location of the charter at the Concord Pavilion is not equally accessible to all parts of our district or all portions of our district, nor would it provide transportation to our students to be able to get to the Concord Pavilion. The charter school is therefore unlikely to achieve the same demographic profile as Mount Diablo Unified School District. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Jeff McDaniel, Executive Director of Operations. I'm talking about facility. The petition lacked reasonably comprehensive descriptions of facilities. The Concord Pavilion is not an appropriate public school setting. The petition fails to describe how the facility would provide school-specific facilities such as classrooms, science laboratories, PE facilities, locker rooms, etc. And the petition does not address the legal requirements of zoning, traffic, and environmental impact.
Good evening, Nancy Junior, Director of Fiscal Services. The analysis of petition lacks reasonable, comprehensive descriptions of the fiscal and budget. The ending balance of year 2, the second month, I believe, only has $113 as the ending balance. And that includes a $51,000 donation in July. Year 3, again, depends on a $70,000 donation. Petition lacks either a fundraising plan or status report listing committed funds, and the donations are not guaranteed resources.
What you've just heard is an executive summary from representative members or some of the members of the review team who evaluated the petition. What you just heard was a summary. The full extent of the findings are contained in the evaluation rubric, and the primary findings are summarized in the resolution. And again, we'll close this off by identifying the options in the education code for board action. The board can grant the petition, but the staff's evaluation is such that the petition does not meet many of the requirements of the education code to be considered a successful petition under the law. Again, with the option of unconditionally approving or conditionally approving the charter, we don't believe that the deficiencies in the petition are such that they can be fixed by a written set of conditions that would attach to approval. Therefore, the recommendation of the review committee is that the board deny the petition and to adopt the resolution and the rubric as its findings in support of its decision. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, staff, for taking that amount of time that you've taken in the last few weeks to do the review. And I think we appreciate the way it was divided up departmentally, so we had a lot of eyes in their particular area of expertise investigating that. At this time, what I'll do is, if normally what we do is a staff presentation in these kinds of agenda items of staff presentation, then I would take public comment at this time. First is Neil McChesney, followed by Denise Lambert,